Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we are going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about BOMT Chapter 7, the Sage chapter, which is all about the deck of many more things. And what I want to talk about, and I love Book of Many Things. I'm really excited about it. Fantastic brand new canon hardback, Dungeons and Dragons canon hardback. And what I want to talk about today is how the Book of Many Things has delivered to Dungeons and Dragons something that we have been hoping for a very long time in a powerful way and simultaneously. And I think Book of Many Things positions Dungeons and Dragons to accomplish something that Dungeons and Dragons, for some reason, absolutely refuses to give to players, right? And I think, but we as Dungeon Masters can. All right, so let's get into it. What is this amazing thing that Book of Many Things puts in grasp of, in my opinion, eighth level players? You should not do eighth level player characters being run by Dragon Masters. Dragon Masters is the correct term, in my humble opinion, for Dungeons and Dragons player. So when I say Dragon Master, I mean Dungeons and Dragons player. All right. So what do we want in Dungeons and Dragons? Well, there's a lot of things we want that we never seem to get, and one of them is player characters riding dragons. We just got close, right? Like we had Dragonlance, and they're like, "Here's a Dragonelle. Would you like a suck version of a dragon to ride?" And everybody's like, "No, we would really like to ride a dragon," right? And they're like, "Nope, no dragon riding for you." So I don't know why Dungeons and Dragons, and also they did Fizzban, right? And so like that should have had, here's how your players become dragon riders, go, just like on Game of Thrones. But they're like, no, let's put out another another dragon book that doesn't allow your players to ride a dragon, right? And you're like, why won't they give us this, right? I don't know the answer why won't they give it to us, but they just gave us the ingredients to make it ourselves in Book of Many Things, Chapter 7, the Sage chapter. Okay, so let me explain. All right, so how do we get a dragon riding Dungeons and Dragons campaign? Well, it's now possible by the rules through permissioned in D&D canon, right? Because every time I do one of these videos, I'm like, oh, you could have done that before, right? But you really can't, right? Like technically you can, but functionally you can't. There's at every table, there's there's that player that grumps and gripes and like, well, this really isn't in the rules, right? Whatever, and it chills the whole table. And the reality is, you could do whatever you want, right? But the reality is, Dungeon Masters really can only change about 10 to 25% of the rules in one direction or more, because most tables have a very engaged player who knows the rules, and they're just gonna, and when they go, when your Dragon Masters talk about the Dungeon Master, they're going to be like, a lot of this stuff is really off board, really doesn't have any grounding in the 2024 PHB DMG this stuff he's just winging it, right? Like, but if it's grounded in the core rule books, every player at the table is going to be happy, right? So we now have dragon riding grounded in the D&D rules, okay? And it's really a permissioning, right? And you're like, I don't need permission. Well, we're talking about high-tier Dungeons and Dragons. And in high-tier Dungeons and Dragons, keeping very mechanical, lore knowledgeable players happy, you do need permission, okay? Like this isn't some scrub game where you're cutting goblins in half. That's not what I'm talking about here, right? You can go over to the Dungeon Dudes for that. All right. Oh no, I'm sorry, not the Dungeon. Like, yeah, actually, I'm gonna have to pick somebody new for the Dungeon Dudes. Are literally D&D canon authors now, which is really fascinating. I probably have to pick a new celeb channel to send people to, right? Like, whatever. Okay. So let's get there. How do you get an actual dragon riding campaign? Okay, here's how it happens. So first of all, the players need to be given a series of boons. They need to complete a quest, and then at that point, the head of a faction, the head of a nation, the head of a faction, the head of a powerful city, and a powerful adventurer come forward, and the three of them said, hey, you guys just completed this adventure. Maybe the nation doesn't even, maybe the realm you're in doesn't even know fully what you guys have accomplished. But these three powerful non-player characters. We know what you guys did, and we want to thank you in the most amazing way ever. We want to give you what you deserve, and we want to make all five of you Dragon Masters, Sally, Bob, Teresa, Jeremy, and Kathy. We want to make all of your player characters Dragon Riders. Here's how we're going to do it. We're going to engage a wizard. We are in possession of the deck of many things. One of these cards is the dragon card, and we're going to tell you what that does in a minute. We're going to have one wizard guarantee that one of you is going to draw the dragon card. The rest of you, we're going to give you wish shards. These are shards that you hold them, you make a wish, and then the shard shatters in your hand, and then your wish is granted. So one of you is going to get a single draw from the deck of many more things. We're going to fix that draw, so you will draw the dragon card with a wizard. It's going to fix the draw. And then the moment the dragon card is fulfilled from the deck of many things dragon card, the rest of you are going to wish and say, I wish the same for myself. Distinct. Okay? My own copy of the same for myself. That's the wish. Okay? All of you are going to wish it simultaneously as soon as the dragon card resolves. All right? Then the dragon card resolves, and this is in deck of many more things. If you draw the dragon card, a dragon egg appears in front of you. A baby dragon comes out and is immediately filled with goodwill toward you, who is there to watch it hatch. They essentially impress on you and they have nothing but goodwill for you. That is a card in the deck of many more things, official. Okay, then all of you are going to wish for the same, and now we have Kathy. You have a blue dragon. And player 1, you have a blue dragon. Player 2, you have a green dragon. Player 1, you have a red dragon. Player 2, you have a white dragon. Player 3, you have a blue dragon. Player 4, you have a black dragon. Player 5, you have a green dragon. All babies, right? Now, another wizard is going to send them in a realm where 1,000 years passes in 3 seconds. All right? Actually, 300 years passes in 3 seconds. At that point, adult dragons all return, all have incredible goodwill toward each of the players. The players are now Dragon Riders. Done. Fully permissioned, all the ingredients needed, supplied from Deck of Many Things, from Chapter 7 of the Sage chapter of Book of Many Things. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. What's important is what is your humble opinion of the plan I just hatched. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Would you do this in your campaign? I am definitely doing this in my campaign. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.